Welcome back. Today we're looking at a piece on plug power.
Right, the one digging into that TD Cowen buy rating?
Exactly. The $4 price target, Project Quantum Leap, and all the recent volatility from that big convertible note offering.
Okay, so let's jump right in. My first thought is that the material risks confusing the reader by forcing the bull case and the market skepticism into one dense argument.
I see what you mean. The single paragraph format, it really gives the reader whiplash.
It does. You're reading about this long-term bullish view. You know, the 2027 sales multiple, the goals for EBITDAS.
Right, getting to positive EBITDAS in the second half of 2026.
And then bam, you're hit with the immediate negative reaction, the 11% stock crash.
There's just no logical staging. It feels abrupt.
So the suggestion is pretty straightforward. Separate the analysis into clearly marked sections.
Like the analyst thesis and then the market's reaction.
Exactly. Let the reader absorb one idea before you hit them with the conflict.
So you could, for instance, finish the whole discussion of Osborne's rationale first. You know, that shift from growth at all costs to profitable growth. And only then use a clear transition to introduce how the market reacted to that convertible note.
That would make it so much easier to follow.
And that actually leads right into the second point. The document really underplays the strategic win of that convertible note.
It does. It frames it almost immediately around dilution fears.
Yeah, rather than first highlighting its value as a de-risking maneuver.
Right, and you risk overlooking the financial sophistication here. The report says the note sparked dilution fears because the money is retiring old debt, not funding new stuff.
Which is true, but that's not the whole story.
Not at all. It overshadows the fact that this is a really smart swap. They're getting rid of old, super expensive 15% interest debentures.
For what, something like 6.75% debt and a conversion price around $3? That's a huge difference.
A huge difference. So the angle needs to be refocused. First, emphasize the financial discipline of that debt swap.
And how it aligns perfectly with the whole profitable growth idea behind Project Quantum Leap.
Exactly. You could explicitly highlight the sheer size of the interest savings, 15% down to 6.75, as a key win.
You show that before you even bring up the market's fears about dilution.
It adds so much more depth. It shows the trade-off the company is making to get its balance sheet stable.
Okay, that makes sense.
Which brings us to the third area for improvement, and it's about evidence. The Q3 performance indicators, which should validate this new strategy, are sort of presented like an afterthought.
Oh, I completely agree. They're basically buried.
They're foundational evidence, not just supplemental details.
The piece mentions the Q3 2025 data like the improved gross margins and the GenEco Electrolyzer revenue.
Which hit $65 million.
Right, a 46% jump quarter over quarter. But it comes way too late in the paragraph.
And those are the exact metrics that support the whole bullish claim. They show the operational improvements needed to get to gross margin neutrality by the end of 2025.
So the suggestion is to elevate that Q3 data.
Yes, elevate it and explicitly connect it to those 2025 and 2026 targets. It provides immediate proof that Project Quantum Leap is, actually generating results.
That's a very actionable point. So when summarizing the bull case, you could just isolate and quantify the best results.
Like that 46% GenEco growth in GenEco revenue?
Exactly. Use that $65 million figure as tangible proof that the shift to profitable areas like electrolyzers is already happening, not just some future goal.
It changes the entire feel of the argument from speculative to evidence-based.
So to quickly recap the actionable steps here, first, focus on structurally separating the bull and bear arguments to improve clarity.
Then elevate the strategic value of the debt reduction, framing it as a financial win before discussing dilution.
And finally, pull that Q3 data forward to validate the Project Quantum Leap strategy with hard numbers.
That's it. It would make for a much stronger piece.
We invite you to make those revisions and submit your work